Now, the Yosu Expo 2012 is getting ready to open their doors. And as a special segment, we have the deputy spokesperson of the Expo, Ms. Kang Hyun-ju, joining us on the line. Good morning, Ms. Kang.
Good morning, Albert.
Now, the opening for the exposition will begin next week, and it's actually that will open 93 days of festivities, and I guess that means the organizing committee is very busy with the preparations. So how are the preparations going?
Oh, yes, we are now on a smooth cruise for the last final stage of the expo. Most of the installation work in the exposition venue will be completed until the end of next week. From the end of April until the opening of the expo, we will conduct test operations for exposition facilities and cultural performances. Also, 3 final rehearsals will be held under the same conditions as site operation during the expo period. We will invite guests and have rehearsals for the final check and inspection for the services improvement.
Now, before we get into the details of this exposition, can you actually explain a little bit about the concept of an expo?
Yes. One of the 3 pillars of major global festivities, together with the Olympics and the World Cup, World Expos are large-scale events held with a specific theme in order to highlight the related achievement of humankind and its future prospects. These days, World Expos presented new ideas and ways of thinking, such as sustainable development and creating new values for culture, history, and future society. Nowadays, World Expos became promoters of a country's image through the harmonious development of the individual and the state. Spreading the values of peaceful development, harmony, and coexistence, World Expos served as platforms that enabled exchanges between diverse nations and cultures.
Now, you mentioned it in your discussion that actually the theme for this year's expo at Yosu is the ocean and the coast. Now, can you tell us why this theme was chosen? And also, can you tell us what differentiates this expo from the others that's been taken in the past?
Okay, as you know well, since the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea went into effect in 1993, the ocean has emerged as an important element in resolving various problems, including those related to resources, food, space, and the environment. A damaged marine ecosystem, global warming, and natural disasters are not limited to a certain country or region, but are issues that have global implications. So the theme of Yosu Expo, the living ocean and coast, will pave the way for reaffirming global effort to resolve such issues.
Now,
and the special point of Yosu Expo is that we take the ocean itself as not only the subject of the expo, but also as the object of the exhibition. The whole exposition site is surrounded by the ocean, and all the major facilities such as theme pavilion, water screen DO, marine stage EODO are located on the sea.
So that's actually quite interesting. Not only is it the subject, but the object and also the background environment of the exposition.
Yes, you're right.
Now, can you tell us a little bit about the number of participants at the exposition and also the expected number of the spectators and also a little bit about the details of the venue itself?
Okay, the whole expo site covers 2.7 square kilometers, consists of exhibition area of 250,000 square meters with auxiliary facilities including Expo Town, transit parking lots, parks, green areas, etc. About 10 million people are expected to visit, including more than 500,000 from overseas. As of today, 105 countries and 10 international organizations, including the UN and IMO, have confirmed their participation. The economic effect will reach over $12 billion of production inducement, $5 billion of added value, and creation of 8,000 new employments.
Now, I understand that the expo will feature the latest technologies in its displays and their booths. So can you tell us a little bit about this?
Yes. Overall, the expo site is intended to reflect the harmony between the land, coast, and the ocean. Firstly, the thematic facilities, which include 4 structures: the Big O, Expo Digital Gallery, Sky Tower, and Aquarium. Second, Theme Pavilion is the first offshore pavilion in Korea. It is the main pavilion expressing the expo theme, the living ocean and coast. And thirdly, 4 sub-theme pavilions to express 5 sub-themes, namely climate and environment, marine industry and technology, marine city and civilization, and marine life. Lastly, the corporate pavilion, the top global companies of Korea, including Samsung, LG, and Hyundai Motors, will participate. And their exhibitions features diverse enjoyment and inspiration of their creativity. Yes.
Now, the exposition will be vast. So, I mean, if we had the time, I'm sure all the spectators the visitors would like to visit all the displays and booth. But now, if you had to pick one personally, which one would you pick? And do you have any sort of tips on how to effectively tour and see all the venues and facilities and booths there?
Oh, you give me a hard challenge. It is very difficult to choose one item. But if I must pick one, I would like to recommend the Big O. The Big O is the centerpiece of the expo site. The Big O breaks away from the traditional concept of exhibition by utilizing an open sea as the platform for large-scale shows and events. The living screen is very unique. I don't think anyone has seen anything like it anywhere in the world. It is the first time we've actually presented it, and it will be a really wonderful experience.
Now, besides these displays and booths, there are, of course, other events that are being planned. So can you describe a little bit about these events?
Yes, each of 93 days of the expo will be celebrated as either a national day or participating country or a special day of an international organization or company. A total of 8,000 cultural events and performances will be held at the site on a day-to-day basis. We will invite top artists from home and abroad, including the K-pop stars, and major Korean performances such as Nanta and Jump will also be staged in the expo site. And inevitably, visitors may have to wait in long queues in front of popular pavilions. To entertain visitors in line, there will be various types of street performances in outdoor spaces. And also for Yeosu City, it is very famous with its delicious regional food, beautiful islands with dinosaurs' footprints, and the historical monument Jinnamgwan. Many agencies offer guided tour to Yeosu's historical, cultural, and natural treasures. Most tour offers an English-speaking guide and arrange transportation and accommodation to make it easy for travelers to explore Yeosu and Korea.
Now, all that you're describing, it sounds very, very exciting, and I think a lot of people
Thank
would
you.
want to go there. Now, how do people go there? What do we do to get the tickets, and what about the directions, and what about the lodging facilities there?
Okay. The organizing committee launched a one-stop call center to provide various information on exhibitions, performances, transportation, and accommodations.
Uh-huh.
As we expect that there will be many inquiries from foreign visitors, we plan to dispatch operators who are fluent in English, Chinese, and Japanese as well. This service will not just about providing simple information, rather more efforts will be made to treat all customer inquiries with great care and kindness. For transportation, Yeosu has become a lot more accessible than in the past, thanks to the ongoing expansion of transportation infrastructures. Currently, it takes 50 minutes to fly from Seoul to Yeosu. During the expo, direct flight will be launched from China and Japan, and a CIQ center will be set up at the Yeosu airport for swift entry procedures. In addition, information on ticket purchases, accommodations is also available through Yeosu Expo's mobile application and the official website www.expo2012.kr.
Well, thank you, Ms. Gang, for that. I think that you're going to get a lot of foreign visitors. And of course, from what you tell me, you have a lot of facilities and services that would cater to all the visitors, including not only foreigner, but domestic as well. Now, do you have any final words that you want to say?
Yes, I would like to conclude by saying that Yeosu Expo will not only be an important event for promoting sustainable development of the ocean,
Uh-huh.
but needless to say, the expo should be interesting and entertaining to the visitors. So we will surely do our best to attract as many visitors as possible and ensure they have a great time at Yeosu Expo. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gang, for being on the phone. And for our listeners, if you want more information, go to www.expo2012.kr and find out all the information. And thank you so much for taking time in the morning to talk to us.
Thank you very much.
And that was Deputy Spokesperson Kang Hyun-ju for the organizing committee of the Expo 2012 Yeosu Korea joining us on the line.